sipping and roasting. Yeah, that's what we do. Set 'em up, knock 'em down, make that cherry glow. Whiskey and cigars, the gentleman's cologne.
Cheers, y'all.
That sounds like a party just about to start, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, to this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza known internationally as the world-famous Smokin' and Toastin'. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to show number 444 of this fine program.
I was just doing the math on that. I believe that puts us just past halfway to 500.
I think we are just about halfway to 500.
You got the fingers and toes for that.
We're getting there.
I had to borrow some fingers and toes.
Slowly but surely.
Ever since that accident in shop class.
Yeah. It's the good news is Ian can always count to 11. So it's nice to have you guys here. We're going to talk about how to actually homebrew good beer on today's show. We've never done a homebrew show before, so I'm very excited. 444 episodes, and this is the first one that we've dedicated to homebrewing. So
that's pretty exciting, right?
Hell, yeah, that's real exciting.
Ian, you want to introduce our homebrew guests?
No. So these guys are both in the brew club with me. Now I call it a brew club, but it's a little bit like a drinking club with a brewing problem.
Right. I understand this.
Definitely a drinking club with a maybe we brew beer sometimes.
It happens.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Michael Kavanaugh.
There you go. I wasn't sure which name because we all have club names too. So we got Michael Kavanaugh. We got
Daniel Blankenship.
There you go.
I'm just curious now. What's your club name?
My club name?
Yeah.
Floyd Pinkerton.
Floyd Pinkerton.
Yes.
If I were to join, which I've never been invited, so I take that as a personal offense for 444 shows.
I understand.
But
You should feel bad.
But if I were to be invited and join, I would be excited about choosing my brew club name, and I think I'd go with Chuck Finley.
Oh, see, but that's the thing. You don't get to choose your own.
It doesn't work that way.
It's not a choice. You have to tell.
Okay.
You have to tell stories, and based on your stories is how you get your name. Somewhat.
So, what stories did you tell, my friend, to
There's
get
no telling.
Claude?
I may have
Pinkerton? Was
Floyd
that
Pinkerton.
Floyd Pinkerton. Okay.
I may have been drinking at the time.
I wonder if that actually was the case.
Part of the hazing process in the club, and it's a slight hazing process. But
Yeah.
we're going to get you a bit drunk because we have to see if you're the kind of person that we get along with when you're drunk.
Well,
or that gets along with other people when you're drunk.
Right. Well, we're excited about today's show because when homebrewing first became a thing, and really homebrewing was kind of like the precursor to the whole craft beer explosion. But homebrewing, I'm going to be real honest. I've tasted a number of homebrews in my life, and I can't say I've tasted a number of good homebrews in my life. Been a lot of mediocre to bad beer.
It happens.
But
It does.
Ian has a directive, a saying he likes to offer up when you're talking about doing home brewing. And you don't remember this? You've said this a number of times on the show. It's something like, look, we're going to make some beer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the first time I ever homebrewed, and I asked a friend of mine who was helping me. I said, "What if my beer turns out bad?" And he goes, "Look, if you make good beer, we're gonna enjoy it and get drunk. If you make bad beer, we're going to get drunk."
Yeah. Okay, so either way, I think we have a good show ahead of us today. We will also, in addition to trying some homebrewing specialities with our guests, we will also be trying, and this is interesting because I had been calling this a tequila. It is called Elevacion. It's bottled in Mexico. It's distilled in Mexico, but bottled in Fredericksburg, Texas.
Oh.
And it is a 100% agave spirit.
Delicious.
However, nowhere on the bottle does it say tequila.
It can't be because it's not made in tequila.
It's not made in the
But
tequila region.
if it's distilled in the tequila region, maybe. I don't know.
No, I think it has to be made there. Like it's like champagne, where it has to be made in the Champagne region to be called.
Look,
champagne.
I bought it
Otherwise,
in the
it's called-
tequila aisle, for God's sake. Doesn't that make it tequila if it's in the tequila
an
aisle?
agave spirit. Then.
All right, well, we'll try this agave spirit, and it should be
I
interesting.
mean, for all practical purposes, it's like when Japanese people make scotch, except
Right.
for it can't be called scotch.
right.
It
It can
does
be
all the
made the
Scotch
same
things,
way,
yes.
but it isn't in.
It does all of the scotch things,
yeah.
but it's not made in Scotland.
Well, this one, interestingly enough, is made by the people at the Luckenbach Road Distillery, even though they distilled this in Mexico and bottle it there. But Luckenbach Road, at one point in time, I don't know if they still do, but at one point in time, not only do they make Luckenbach Road whiskey, but they also were the owners of Pura Vida tequila. Oh. So I don't know whether that has gone south or been so. I have no idea.
I haven't
but
seen
I found
Pura
this.
Vida in a while.
I found this, and it wasn't expensive, so I bought it, and that's what we'll be trying today. So
This is telling.
yeah, I was going to say I've really got it. I've really hyped it up, haven't I?
Yes.
I really hyped it up.
I
Well,
bought it. Wasn't expensive. That's what we're trying.
yeah, that's right. I bought it. Wasn't expensive. It isn't exactly tequila, so good luck to all
This
of
is
you.
my boss, ladies and gentlemen. This is my boss.
Yeah, but these guys brought homebrews, not actual,
Is this show called Cheapest Show Ever?
cheapest show ever.
I've also got a fresh cup of chata.
Yeah,
Chata,
well, there you
hello.
go. Yeah, see, we
If
here
you
at,
don't like it, you can just
here at
Shout out.
Smoking and Toasting, we spare every expense, and that's the way we like to keep it. Speaking of which, did you hunt down a sound effect for us today?
Ooh, a sound effect.
All
You know
right,
what? Yes, let me get the sound effect ready.
So we've been moaning and complaining for years that the company that owns us is too cheap to buy a sound effects library. So we do all of our own sound effects when a beer is opened. You hear that sound? That's actually a beer being opened on the show. And so
Actually.
we kind of like it that way. But recently the company did buy a sound effects library, and we're trying to figure out how to use it because we now kind of like the fact that a beer is open when you hear the beer opening sound effect. We didn't want to change that. So instead, we've come up with a new feature called the Sound Effect of the Week. Terry chooses a sound effect, and then we have to see if we can guess what that is. So you got one for us, Terry?
Yeah, I got one right here. Here
All
we
right,
go. Ready?
Here we go. Let's listen. I have two thoughts, but I'd rather you start.
Yeah,
Do
because
know
you
what
always
it is?
guess them.
Rolling dice.
Wow.
That
you
was
did
one
it,
of my
yes.
thoughts, yeah.
That was exactly it. Yo.
I was going to guess either rolling dice or the golf ball going
Yes,
into
golf
the
ball going into yes. That does have a very similar sound
Yeah.
to that. You're right. That
Yeah.
does
Let's
have
hear
a
it-
very
let's hear
similar
it again,
sound
Terry.
again. Here we go.
Yeah, I think that's dice. But it's dice being
It's dice
thrown
being
on some
rolled
sort of a weird
onto
ass
the
table.
game board. Onto
Onto
a
the
game board, like
board,
on,
yeah.
on a Monopoly
Yeah,
game
it
board
didn't go.
type
It
thing.
didn't go clink clink clink. So it's either on felt or on.
There is also
Which
there is-
explains why I didn't recognize it right away, because usually when I hear the roll of dice, it's on like asphalt in the alley.
That's right. That's right.
That's usually how I'm accustomed to hearing.
Yeah,
Because that's how you
exactly.
roll.
That's how I roll my dice. So, all right. Well, that didn't take long. It's been a good show. Thanks, guys, for coming.
Awesome.
You guys were awesome.
I
Keep it
feel
up.
like in our head this bit was going to take a lot longer
It was
each time.
it was going to be a much bigger deal than it actually has been. I can tell you that.
And
I don't
each and
know.
every time I find an effect, I'm just impressed at how quickly y'all are able to get
All right.
these.
So I guess the rubber meets the road
I
here.
know what things sound like.
Email us at st@rfcmedia.com and let us know, should we continue with this or should we just discontinue?
You know, I
this
will
whole
say though,
segment?
you knowing what a body falling on a dirt floor was.
That was the
so
very
quickly,
the
that was
very
the-
first sound effect. I was
that
like, oh,
was
that's
the
easy.
best.
That's a body. That's a body falling. And I have no idea how I knew that.
I just heard that the other day.
Exactly.
It's all good.
Very- very well
I'm just afraid to
executed.
make you mad.
Speaking of which, I referenced the and Ian laughed at me. I referenced the Drowning Pool song "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor."
Yes.
Remember that? Remember that
Yes,
song
yes,
from back in
yes.
like the aughts. And what is really interesting is this last week, I found that someone has done a dance mix of it, and it's like sped up and
Why?
very. Yeah, I have no idea why.
What?
They're apparently running out of ideas in the music world.
Oh, boy.
Imagine that.
20
making
minutes
the same
on
movies
TikTok
over and
will
over
tell you
again.
that.
We will be bringing you a couple of our other regular features on the program, though. In the second hour of the show, we like to do the segment which has actually become the most popular part of the whole show, and it's where we bring you drinking news, a story from the news that is actually true, has been reported to the legitimate news agencies. It's not a parody; it's an actual story, and it does sometimes. Actually, often involve drinking, but even if it doesn't, it's always best enjoyed if you've been drinking. So we have our drinking news teaser headline for today, and that is... Thank God it at least wasn't Mickey. So you can
At
wonder
least wasn't
about
a Mickey?
Mickey.
Oh, okay.
Mickey, capital M.
That's different if you've been slipped a Mickey.
That's right.
Like a mouse.
Let's go ahead and do our Drunken Fact teaser here. Drunken Fact is where we bring you a fact that's, good to tell at one of those parties where everybody's getting a little toasty and they'll accept you as a great dispenser of knowledge and wisdom. Our Drunken Fact teaser for today is... I'm cold, lonely, and really horny. That's today's teaser headline. The Drunken Fact. So I suppose we should probably get to that soon. So let's just go to the Drunken Fact now.
We're gonna go
Terry.
straight to the Drunken
Yeah, we'll
Fact?
go straight
All
to the
right.
Drunken Fact.
Straight to the Drunken Fact.
And then we'll try the beverage of mystery.
And now it's time for another Smokin' and Toastin' Drunken Fact.
And just so you guys know, the only reason we continue to do this feature is because we love that fanfare.
Yeah.
It's just we
Best
can't,
fanfare
It's a
ever.
great sound.
can't hear
Great
it enough.
sound.
Thank you, Terry. Drunken Fact for today's show, number 444. In 2014, you guys know what Tinder is, right?
Heard of.
It's the app where you're like looking for a date
Swipe
or
left and swipe right.
yeah, you swipe left or right and you're looking for a date or a hookup or whatever. In 2014,
Terrible.
there was a Tinder match in Antarctica.
What?
Two research scientists
Nice.
matched on the global dating app Tinder in the most remote part of the world. The man was working at the United States Antarctic McMurdo Station, and the woman was camping a 45-minute helicopter ride away.
Just a mere 45-minute helicopter ride away.
But how desperate are you to get a
Well,
hookup?
here's-
If you're in Antarctica
Wait a
and
minute,
you're
wait a
searching...
minute. It takes you that long to drive across Houston, so
Well, it's
I
just
mean,
true.
that's not bad, but here's the thing. I might suggest that if you are doing that, maybe for a little while you take a sabbatical and move to some place that has people. Meet someone.
That's like Sam
Maybe go
Kinison when he
to-
talks about people starving in the desert.
Yes.
Move to where the food is.
Yes, we're going to send U-Hauls over there
Yeah,
and
that's right.
move you.
So anyway, but I thought that was interesting. I mean, can you imagine before the day that he swiped right and saw her? Imagine the days where he opens up his Tinder app and's like, none.
What?
Look,
There's nobody there.
Nothing.
Oh wait, here's a penguin with a
Fish,
profile.
penguin, yeah, exactly.
So,
it.
Sea
So-
turtle.
desperate or bored?
Another Happy
Yeah,
Feet
like-
reference.
She's like, I'm not really that attractive. He's like, I don't care. I
Well-
do not care.
at least you didn't swipe and wind up in Beaumont.
Yeah, that's true, and that could be one of the dangers of using the Tinder app. But I digress. All right, let's see. We got time to do the beverage of mystery, or should we wait?
No, we should probably wait on that one.
All right, I think we will. We got a lot to talk about today, though. Homebrewing is the topic of the day, and we're going to be sampling some homebrews, so that's pretty exciting. And Ian has assured me that you guys actually have some idea of what you're doing when it comes to the homebrewing thing. So I said, fine, let's have him on the show. Let's
He does
talk
not
and
know
drink
what
some
he's
beer.
talking about.
Don't you embarrass me.
Yeah, no pressure.
Came here to do exactly that.
No pressure, but this beer better be good. All right, we will return in a few moments with the beverage of mystery and find out what Ian had to smoke this week. It's Smoking and Toasting. Thank you guys for joining us for show number 444. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. We're talking about home brewing today. Ian, introduce the guests again. I can't remember the names.
Well, we got Danny Blankenship over here on my over here on my right, and on my other right we have Michael Kavanaugh.
Michael Cavanaugh, welcome. And Michael, you did great in the first segment. I just wanted to mention, maybe try not to talk quite that much in segment 2.
My friend Michael tried to beg off this morning because he may have had a little many last night.
A few too many homebrews? Were they homebrews?
I don't know if he remembers calling me to say he was going to be on the show.
Oh, well, it's good.
I do. I remember now. I made it.
It's good. It's good to have you.
I sustained a bit of an injury over the weekend, so I'm in some pain.
Wow. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I'll probably live, unfortunately.
Football injury or
Drinking injury?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
He was his own stunt double.
Well, the good news is we won't be drinking a whole lot on today's show. The bad news is I'm completely lying. In fact, it's time for another of our drinking features. This is the one that we
also drink for.
Drink for. Yes, the one we like to call
The Beverage of Mystery.
So this is an easy one, guys. One of us will bring in a beverage, sometimes like a hard seltzer, sometimes a canned cocktail, sometimes a beer, sometimes it's Malort. I keep watching. I'm catching up on The Bear, by the way, and the parking lot behind their building has a huge Malort billboard because the show's set in Chicago.
The Bear?
Malort.
Yeah, they call The Bear. What does that mean?
Bear. Yeah, well, it's different than that actually. Anyway, it's I keep seeing that Malort billboard, and every time I think of you, and I don't smile.
As you should not.
Yeah, not when it's Malort that's reminding me of you.
This smells so peachy.
But today's
peach color.
Yeah, today's beverage of mystery is the only one who knows what it is until we do the reveal. Is the person what brung it. Today that is me. So you guys
this
do
is
a little
Peach Jolly Rancher all the way.
Do a little nosing and tell me what you think
so
of this.
peachy.
It's very peach, isn't it?
I was thinking it was Peach Bush.
Peach what?
Bush beer.
Oh,
Peach Bush.
Oh, what?
That's even too peachy for a beer.
Yeah, it's a little sweeter than a beer too.
Yeah, I mean, just smelling it, you can smell it sweeter than a beer.
There's so much sugar in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get this.
It's weird because there's so much sugar, but it finishes kind of tart.
I don't get the saccharine aftertaste, but that's because I'm convinced there's like a pound of sugar
it's
in
there.
here.
Wait
I'm
for
there.
it.
I'm okay. I'd rather have that than the saccharine aftertaste.
Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of it, I suppose, but it's not like prominent like with some of the hard
it's not as
seltzers.
brutal as it is in some drinks. I think the overall abusive sweetness of this kind of gets rid of that.
What do you guys
It's packed
think?
with flavor.
Daniel?
It's really flavorful.
He said it's packed with flavor.
If sugar's a flavor.
Like frosted Lucky Charms?
Yes, magically delicious.
Magic's in the
It's
sugar.
interesting. I mean, good peach flavor, but man, is that sweet. Take some home to your wife.
Yeah. Ian, your thoughts?
It's not undrinkable. It's just a little too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I bet in a glass with some ice in it
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
and water
ice to
down
water
a
it
little bit,
down a little
probably
bit? Yeah.
would be okay. Probably.
Yeah. It's got a little cloyingness to it on the finish.
There's a little bit and a little bit of that unsavory,
Unnatural.
unnatural sweetness kind of aftertaste. Hey, question: is that a beverage of mystery in your pocket, or are you just happy to be here?
I am so happy to be here because it's Homebrew Day. But yet there is still a beverage of mystery in my pocket. And gentlemen, you've been drinking a Cayman Jack Sweet Heat Peach margarita.
I didn't get any margarita out of that.
Made with
I didn't get any
peach,
heat out of it.
Made with peach juice and agave nectar. And by the way, ready to drink.
Ready to drink.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
I like
It
how they
is-
made the little tab on the top that you pull, peach
Yep.
colored. That really ties the whole drink
Right.
together.
This is a 5.8% ABV, by the way.
Jeez.
So it's
All
like
right.
a
That's a cocktail.
maybe like an IPA or something, you know?
Maybe the heat is just because it's so sweet.
No, I think they tried to put something in there that was like, heat, but
There
it's
is a
not,
little hint
there's
of a
little,
peppery-
Yeah,
yeah.
When you said that, I like could taste it, but it's not very prominent. So like, I wouldn't be scared of it if you think.
What's your
heat is
take
a
on this, Ian?
problem.
Would you
It just says
drink
peach
this at a party
made with
at
peach
a
juice and
pool
agave
party?
I would probably avoid this if this was the only thing to drink. I might try it with ice.
Yeah, I think
straw.
over ice it would be
Straw,
better. Yeah, I think over ice it would be better.
A
for
more
sure.
direct delivery system with less sweetness. Yes.
Let me put it another way. If you went to your beer fridge and discovered, oh, wow, I forgot to stock up with more beer, but there were a few of these in here, would you go for them?
He's just trying to figure out
If
how
I had
they
a
got
choice
in
between
his.
this and beer.
No, if your
Calculating.
beer fridge was empty
Calculating.
of beer but had some
I
of
might.
these.
He's
I
trying to
might.
figure out
It's
how
not-
they
it's
got
not-
in his fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You confused
Man, Ian,
it.
that's such a hard think you're having over
It's
there.
like
Well, I like
it's
it.
refreshing,
It
but
says
it's
right
like
here,
it's
just in case you
so
missed it,
sweet.
it says contains alcohol.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Barely.
I wonder what alcohol is in it. Does it say?
Does not.
If it calls itself a margarita, you would think it might have tequila in it, but nowhere on the can does
I
it
don't
say
think
tequila.
That's tequila you're tasting
Yeah,
there, buddy.
I'm thinking it's probably not. Probably
This
wine
is probably
based.
more of a wine-based thing. I bet you can buy
Probably.
this in the grocery store.
Probably wine based. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you can buy that in the grocery store, by the way.
Yeah.
So-
So.
That'll
But
let you know.
Oh wait, premium beverage with natural flavors and certified color. Ooh, certified colors.
Yeah, those are better.
Huh.
Thank God, I was worried about the colors being
They're
uncertified.
certified.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. I
Yep.
feel so much better now. All right. So we are going to transition from the beverage of mystery to a beer of mystery. Well, it's a mystery to me, at least. And I don't know if you've tried this
We
yet,
do
Ian.
have some beers of mystery in there, though.
But we're going to have our first homebrew of the show, the homebrewing show, coming up in the next segment. Plus, we'll find out what Ian had to smoke this week. You are watching and listening to Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back to Smoking and Toasting. It's our program all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. Today, we're going to talk quite a bit about homebrew and be sampling some homebrews. So we're very excited about this. It's show number 444. And Ian, I was just wondering if you had the opportunity to smoke anything interesting this week.
I did.
Yeah?
I did. I want to talk about cigars in general, though, for my review today.
Oh, okay.
Cigars are good.
Well,
The
so
end.
so you didn't have time to do a review? Was that what you were? Is
No,
that
I
what,
went
is that
to
what you're getting at?
revisit an old friend, actually. I ended up with the. Sometimes you find stuff online where you find a cigar that used to be pretty expensive and you find it real cheap.
Yes, I've
And it kind
come
of makes
across
you wonder, because I know, like, a couple years ago, when I bought this, it was super premium. It was $14-ish or something like that.
I
But
think
the rock-
sometimes they stop selling as well,
right.
and so they sell off the remaining inventory to like a cigar page or somebody
Right,
like
right.
that, and they offer it much less
So
expensively.
this was the Rocky Patel number 6,
Mm.
which I remember enjoying a lot. This is a Corona Honduran Corojo wrapper, Honduran binder, Honduran Nicaraguan filler, and you know, Honduran tobacco is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's very earthy and usually got some good spice to it. So light brown, smooth with some veins. Looking at the wrapper on here, firm overall, solid construction feel to it. Pre-light sniff. I got earth, toast, some barnyard, and some hay. Pre-light
Hey.
draw. I used the clip. Almost effortless draw. Leather, hay, earth, some cappuccino kind of notes going on in there. The initial light smooth with light pepper and coffee. So no blast on that. Really kind of a nice, sweet, almost initial light. First third of this sweet, creamy deliciousness, nutty with cappuccino, coffee, hints of leather and earth with pepper finish, flaky ash, perfect burn. Second third of this, toasty and nutty flavors with coffee and earth, overall creaminess, finishing with leather and a touch of pepper, flaky ash, perfect burn. Last third of this, pepper ramps up a little bit, leather moves up, sweet nutty flavors take a back seat, earth and toast is definitely in the finish, flaky ash, perfect burn. So a couple things I want to talk about this. I left out the retrohale on this was the same all the way through, and it was a creamy, nutty kind of thing that was actually quite delightful. If you don't do the retrohale with the cigar, you're missing about half the flavor. And then the last thing about this is, as far as the pairing goes, I was drinking an Oktoberfest with it. I know what you're thinking, but yes, Oktoberfest is out.
Oh yeah, and it's a good thing that it is because it's April. So yeah, no, it's not April, but
I really enjoyed those two things together. So I didn't go in and have a whiskey with it. I just had the Oktoberfest. It was quite good, matched up very nicely.
It's okay. Christmas sales are right around
So
the corner.
overall, this cigar was $10 to $12 on retail. I got it online somewhere in the neighborhood of $3 a stick. At $3 a stick, this is a 6 or a 7 easily.
well,
It's a great cigar.
So just to be clear, you're talking about the Rocky Patel 60, right?
Yes.
So I
No,
went
no,
back-
the number 6.
the number 6. Okay.
Yes.
So that's different from the 60. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, good. That's
The number 6, yes. So
at $3.
I got it about
Yeah, it's
$3.
If it's even remotely smokable, it's like
it's
a
fantastic.
5 at
yeah,
$3.
so it gets a 6 or 7 easily like that.
All right.
At full retail, I still enjoy it. Probably get a 5 easy.
Our price to quality scale, for those who are new to the show, is a 1 to 10 scale, but a 5 means that you got exactly what you paid for. So if a cigar gets a 6, it means it's kind of punching above its weight class
Correct.
a little bit, which is pretty exciting. So, well, I'm excited about today's show. We have homebrewers on the show, and it's always good to have people
Those guys are
on who
crazy.
actually know something about beer. Because
just a little.
usually I'm stuck with Ian, and we just kind of go round and round in circles. But seriously, guys, first of all, before we try this is a Hefeweizen we're trying first.
Yes.
What was it that got you into home brewing initially? What was the appeal?
This moron sitting next to me.
Okay, he's responsible.
Yes, he's partially responsible. Almost 5 years ago, I got into a club called CCSD here in Houston, and we just celebrated our 30th year of existence in this fine town.
30 years. Wow, that's
30
great.
years. Part of getting in, besides all the other shenanigans, is presenting a homebrew to the club.
Oh, so you have to brew something, bring it in, and it's kind of your entrance test, as it were.
Part of it.
Part of it.
Okay.
It's a piece part of it. It makes it fun because a lot of your brewers in town have come out of this club. So we've had brewers.
So they were home brewers first, and then went on to become brewers at some of the local
Erie
breweries.
Guides and Brash,
Oh, love that.
particularly.
Those breweries make great beers.
the original head brewer at St. Arnold's. So there's a little history in us. There's a little touch into the breweries here in town, and every year we do a homebrew festival.
Nice. I like it.
So
November.
November festival.
I like it. Now, if I'm
I gotta
if
throw
I'm
that
looking
portmanteau on it.
to get started in home brewing, and I'm a total novice, what's it going to cost me? What am I going to have to spend in terms of, the equipment and the materials that I need to get started and brew my first batch of home beer?
The
Probably
good
under
thing,
100.
the good thing is with the market being so depressed in it right now, it is a great time to get into this because you can find all sorts of equipment just dirt cheap and
Like used equipment that's still
Yeah.
in good shape?
Yeah,
and
You
stuff
can
like that?
find, if you go on places like Facebook Marketplace and look up homebrew gear, you'll find it's
They're
not
giving it
uncommon to
away.
find someone going, I bought all this stuff years ago. I haven't brewed in years. $200, come take it away, and it'll be
Wow.
Yep.
a crazy amount of stuff.
So I would take it that it probably costs a lot more than that before.
If you're buying everything new.
Yeah, if you're buying everything new, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you buy it new, so everything I've ever bought for doing this has been used.
Okay.
I mean, I've got a half barrel brew system in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 15 gallons of swing because 5 gallons, 15 gallons, it's the same amount of time.
So you might as well brew a little more.
You might as well do a little
A
more.
lot more.
A lot more.
I like
That
this.
is 3 times more, by the way.
So my next question, and I think this is an important one. When you first started in home brewing, I'll ask each of you this. How many batches did it take you before you said, this is pretty good?
Wow. A few.
A few?
Probably like 5, 6 is like, yeah.
I mean, 5, 6 is not bad,
dialed.
actually.
This is it. Like and also, consistency. Consistency is key. It's like, so if your beer tastes like the last one that you brewed, and you can keep that going, then you have it dialed. That means you're utilizing your equipment, your water, all the ingredients, everything is how it's supposed to be. But like, yeah, after about 5 or 6, could make a beer that wasn't ass.
How about for you? How many times? How many batches before you said, okay, I'm on to something?
I got about 2 years into it. And so there's a story behind another one of these beers that's sitting here that I was trying to clone and I messed up and it came out like trash and got distilled. So I've had a couple of bad batches. The only two things that really came out bad was I got infections in the beer. So this is another thing you have to pay very close attention to is sanitizing.
Sanitation, yeah.
Sanitation.
Talk a little bit about home brewing, okay? Occasionally you make a beer, but you do a lot of sanitation. You do a lot of cleaning, and then once you're done cleaning, you sanitize. And then you make sure you're double sanitized.
And then maybe you make a beer.
And then maybe you make a good beer.
Yeah.
Or
that's key.
the other fun is, you're not really home brewing until you've had to mop the ceiling.
That's for real, by the way.
Yeah.
As Dolly Parton says in one of her movies, I think there's a story there.
That's for real.
You poured us some of your homebrew Hefeweizen, and you mentioned when you opened it and you were pouring that this was actually one of your more popular, one, I guess maybe that you're more proud of?
Have you tried this yet?
Not yet.
So I'm not a huge Hefeweizen fan. There are a couple that I think are so outstanding
Wow.
that they kind of go above and beyond, and this is up there with them.
Well, I will just say I'm not the world's hugest Hefeweizen fan, but my favorite thing about Hefeweizen is the banana.
I mean, this.
I love that banana flavor, and this has got banana.
This is up there with Live Oak.
in big time.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I agree.
This is outrageous.
This is quite good.
It checks all the boxes on the compendium for.
It's got the banana, but it's also not an
that
obnoxious,
grassy. It's so
overly sweet.
Oh yeah,
banana
it's
flavor.
not like a banana
It's got a
flavored
dry
beer.
finish.
Yeah.
Right.
that is absolutely delightful. This is
So this
fantastic.
actually finished out higher than I wanted it to. So my target was
Finish that what higher? Higher, you said?
ABV.
my target. The target was to get down to a gravity of 0.12. So the nerd part of it, you calculate gravity off of hydrometer. So this finished out about 21, 22. So it was like 9, 10 points above where I wanted it to be, but still came out good.
Can you
It's
calculate?
a little high.
Can you calculate what the ABV is in homebrews?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is it in this one?
This is just a touch above 5.
I have to tell you, it's delicious. I like
it's really good.
to the point where if this were available in stores, I would buy it.
That's
Thank you.
And that's, I mean, for home brewing, I think that would have to be like the ultimate compliment.
that's
right?
it. That's the goal. That's kind of peaked, plateaued over here.
Yeah. To me, I'd put this up with like an El Jefe or like you said, a Live Oak, Hefeweizen. It's in that category. And again, I don't dislike most Hefeweizens, but there are very few of them I would tell you, oh, I really like that. And this would fall in that category for me. It's good.
It's a good one.
So part of the fun of it is the research to find the recipes and then going, I'm going to mess with this a little bit here, a little bit there. This is actually hopped with an Australian hop as
Interesting.
opposed to a noble hop out of Germany. So a little bit off the traditional, but what I was trying to pick up with the hops was a little bit more citrus note.
And it definitely has a little hint of that in there,
That probably adds that slightly astringent, dry finish.
which I think makes me like it better than some Hefeweizens, which have that weedier kind of a finish to them.
It's got that grassy note to it, but
Mm-hmm.
not. It's
It's not as prominent, perhaps, as
a
some
good one.
Hefeweizen. So how do you go about ordering hops? Is there like an Amazon.com for hops?
So there are here in Houston, we're fortunate to have 2 brew supply shops. One up here off of 16 North Shepherd, which is Farm Boy, and then down in off of Ellington Field Road, which is Cita Brew Hub. So we have local supplies. So you go pick up your stuff and take it home. You
So
get
do they
equipment.
let you like walk into the store and just like smell the hops?
yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah.
That would be so fun. I have to do that. I'll walk in.
It's kinda like that.
I'll pretend to be a home brewer. I go, let me smell the mosaic.
Hey, that guy's here
Oh,
smelling
yeah.
the hops again.
Exactly.
It's
well,
that
this is-
weird hop sniffer.
This is really good. Is this a recipe that you found somewhere? Did you craft this kind of on your own? How did you get to the actual
So
recipe?
it's a little bit of mashup. I found a recipe and I went, okay, I kind of want to go this direction, and
You're like my wife. She uses a recipe as a starting point.
Yes.
Yeah. And
That's-
then she zhuzhes it up, as she says. You know.
yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's like, okay, I find something, look at what's traditional for the beer, and then okay, I'm going to do these things to it to try and pull the flavors this way or
But
that
it's
way.
interesting because you have to have enough experience as well to know that if you use a different ingredient, how it's going to affect that, and be able
Right.
to project that to some degree. And of course, you said you've had some failed experiments, which that makes sense. But having enough knowledge in your ingredients to go, okay, but if I use this other hop or if I use this other
Yeast.
different things, you're going to affect the flavors in certain ways.
A
Yeah.
little bit more chocolate malt here, or
Right,
a little
right.
less there. Yeah.
Have you ever had one that was so bad you just poured it out, like you didn't even bother to drink more than just a taste?
No.
So that's pretty good.
Other than when I got beer and mead slime, which I would not taste it whatsoever. It just went down the drain.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, no.
But but it's kind of like, so what that tells me is that basically everything you've brewed,
Your beer caught the flu.
everything
Yeah.
you've brewed has been at least as good as a Bud Light.
Everything I've brewed has been better than a
Okay,
Bud
that's what
Light.
I was hoping you'd say. I love that. Even the ones that weren't doing what you had hoped for.
Yeah, you
Still
look at it
better
and
than a
went,
Bud
what the hell? And it's
Dude,
like,
you've done
no,
some.
no.
You've done some beer, some brews with some seriously bizarre adjuncts too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the weirdest adjunct I use in one of my beers is ants.
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 And
Ants.
this reminds
And
me
it's
of
not
a
just-
Dieter skit on Saturday Night Live. All right, we got to take a break. I'm going to find out about ants.
Would you like to
come back.
touch my monkey?
Plus, we will taste a little more beer here on Smoking and Toasting's Homebrew Show number 444. We'll be right back. See, that, ladies and gentlemen, did not come from a sound effects library. That came from Ian opening an actual beer. And in the case of today, a homebrew beer. We're going to get back to that in just a minute. First, I want to tell you about the cigar that I smoked this week to talk to you guys about. It was the AJ Fernandez Enclave by ELADIO Diaz. Now, over the last decade, AJ Fernandez has become quite the hot commodity in the world of cigar blending. He's crafted absolute gems for brands like
everything he touches turns to gold.
H. Upman, Romeo and Julieta, Onyx, Grey Cliff, Monte Cristo, and a lot more. Plus, he continues to release his own very successful blends like San Lotano and Diaz de Gloria, Bella Artez, and Enclave. But this year, AJ reached out to another cigar maker to blend something special for his Enclave line. So when one of the most prominent go-to guys out there asks somebody else to do a blend for him, you kind of got to sit up and pay a little bit of attention.
Yeah.
And the guy he tapped to do a special Enclave release was ELADIO Diaz. ELADIO was the former director of quality for Davidoff, who also served on the Davidoff blending team. And here's something else that's interesting about this blend that he's done for AJ. There is no Nicaraguan tobacco in this cigar.
What?
I know. The blend uses Corojo 99 wrapper from Ecuador, an Ecuadorian binder, and all Dominican filler, which may make this AJ's only actual cigar with his name on it that isn't
doesn't
using
have
any
Nicaraguan
Nicaraguan tobacco.
at all.
Other than a very light color scheme on the band, the Enclave by ELADIO Diaz looks very much like the other Enclaves in the line, and the pre-light aromas consisted mostly of wood and hay and a light tobacco note. I snipped the cap with cigar scissors and lit the Enclave up, and I was immediately rewarded with rich, earthy tobacco goodness, cinnamon and pepper on the finish and the retrohale, and a definite medium strength in strength and body. That surprised me a little, given the amount of Dominican tobacco. I thought it might be a little milder, but it brought the Enclave by ELADIO right up there into my sweet spot just about for cigars. Second, third brought on a creaminess that worked just perfectly with the emerging flavors. Buttered toast, baking spice, earth, and cedar were the most prominent. Strength level held at medium. There was still a tingling of pepper on the tongue for the finish. Earthiness more or less ruled the final third, although it hit the palate with a much different note than the earthiness of AJ's Nicaraguan cigars, which is a more dense, sort of loamy type of. This was a more, I don't know how to describe it. It was earthy, but it was lighter in body. Applewood, salted nuts, and cream rounded out the flavors as I took the cigar all the way to the nub, and the strength ticked up about a half a notch. Overall, great flavor experience. AJ chose well to have someone else blend a cigar for him, and ELADIO did not go for the mellower profile that you find in most Davidoffs. By the way, I've said Davidoff 3 times, which
Now you
can
owe
we
the
cut
money.
a check for $50 to Davidoff, please? Thank you. That's all the money we have left in the account. So,
At least you didn't say NFL in the same sentence.
oh, see, now you've done it. We're out of money. Anyway, AJ chose well to have ELADIO do this. This is a medium-bodied winner, very respectable addition to the already amazing Encore line. The AJ Fernandez Encore by ELADIO Diaz Toro checks in as an $8 to $9 cigar, easily worth every penny. I would not have been surprised if this has been a $12 or even higher blend. I really enjoyed the hour and a half I got out of ELADIO's blend for AJ. Price to quality, I will give it a 6
Nice.
at $8 to $9. Like I said, if this was 10, 12, I wouldn't
I'll
have
be
batted.
picking up one of those.
Wouldn't have batted an eye. Yeah, it's really good.
Directly affecting sales, my friend.
That's what happens here. See, when you do smoking a toast and directly affecting
AJ,
sales.
you
Do you guys
can
sell?
sponsor us if you want.
Do you guys sell any of your homebrews?
You can't.
You can't. Okay.
Not with that attitude.
You can only give
Well,
it away for a donation.
That's right. I will say, in the great state of Texas, because Ted Cruz hates everything, you can't sell homebrew beer
I mean, legally.
Yeah.
legally.
Ted Cruz doesn't hate everything. He loves Cancun.
There's that.
Yeah. All
Oh
you have
no,
to do
sorry, I wasn't talking about Ted Cruz. Dan Patrick, he hates everything.
There you go. There you go. So apparently they've never tried your beers because the Hefeweizen would have turned them around. I'm
Yes.
telling you. Ted would have gone, who needs Cancun when we have this beer in Texas?
So
but now we're talking porter.
yeah, next one up is an English porter with vanilla.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting on the nose is that
Vanilla. I
vanilla.
almost get a little a little bit of burnt caramel as well. It's
For sure. And you get a little bit of that as soon as you take that first sip, too.
Chocolate malt.
I love it.
oh, this is like a chocolate bomb.
Guys, you are completely turning my homebrew beer experience upside down. Now, I've never homebrewed, but I have friends that have, and
This
I've
is a
tasted theirs.
Slightly
and
thinner
none of it has
mouthfeel
been
than I
this
was
good.
expecting, but it's like
None of
chocolate
it.
mousse in a glass. That's crazy.
So this was the second brew that I did on the new system. The Hefeweizen was the third brew on the new rig. So I was still adjusting recipes to the new system. So one of the fun things you get to figure out about brewing is brew house efficiency,
Right.
which will dictate how much in grains you need to use. The more efficient your brew house, the less grains you use. The less efficient, the more you have to use to get
the
to
same
your
result.
target gravity.
Okay.
So, yeah, this came out a little bit thinner than I wanted to. It still got good flavor, but
Oh, it's slightly thinner mouthfeel than I was expecting, but it's absolutely delightful.
It's
flavor.
not a thick enough mouthfeel that you would compare it to a stout, but I've had porters that are, although quite frankly, Guinness stout is a very thin mouthfeel.
Yeah.
So there is something to be said for thinner mouthfeel in porters and stouts, but this it may have a thinner mouthfeel, but it hits you hard with
Yeah,
that
I kind
coffee.
of enjoy it.
Yeah. The coffee
The
and
aftertaste
the,
on this is so good. I just want to keep tasting the aftertaste.
I like
I
having
want
this
to
beer.
taste the aftertaste and the aftertaste.
coffee and chocolate bomb is what it is.
Delicious.
It's really quite good. So all right. So you got a couple of
I'm
winners
coming
here.
over with my 1 gallon growler, by the way.
Okay.
So you got a couple of winners here. Does it make you think I should do this for a living? I should brew and open my own
Be a
brew
brewer,
pub.
you will make tens of dollars.
So there's another plan about that. It's like get around the corner, get a little older. It's like maybe set up a little brew pub somewhere. But that there's other hurdles in that fun. So I'll stick with homebrewing for the moment and keep my day job.
This has got a little Heath Bar vibe to it too. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's really that caramel kind of toffee kind of flavor.
I'll be
in it.
sipping more of this as we head into our second hour here on Smoking and Toasting. So
Yeah, just remember these beers will be available at our November Fest at Cat Corner.
we'll find out more about that coming up at Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back into Smoking and Toasting. Oh, see, he's totally got it down now. You have to rattle it around like you somehow can't get purchased with the opener.
That's a
and
little
then it's like back in the old 80s, like when I was doing like a morning zoo type morning show, like back in the 80s. Whenever you would have a character call you for some sort of joke phone call, you would always, when they went to hang up, they could never like get the phone in the cradle. So it was all like rattly, hang up. Yeah. So this is kind of what that's like.
I remember when cell phones really just took over everything, and I was so mad that I can't slam a phone down anymore. I was just
I know.
I miss.
You
like,
can, but you mess up your cell phone.
No,
So
you don't get the
right.
dial tone.
I know. It's like slam. There was something very insulting about that to the other person, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it made you feel good too. It just made you feel like, you know how I ended that.
And those of you who are watching video of the show, here's one thing that'll, like, if you're my age, will totally fry you. If you were talking to like a teenager today, they have no idea what this means. This, and what I'm doing is the sort of hand signal for telephone. Where you've got your pinky and your thumb extended, and you're like talking into your pinky and listening through your thumb. They have no idea what that is.
It's
to them,
this?
To them, it's like this. Like this or like this. Yeah.
All right, take one down, pass it around.
We're passing around some beers here while we're doing that. I want to tell you about some cigars to watch for. Elevacion Cigars loves to be mysterious about their one-off line. I don't know which one's which, but I'll take this one. Last year, they released the one-off Black and Tan Robusto, and it even scored a spot on the year-end Best Cigars list in Cigar Aficionado. Now they're releasing another size, and this one is a Toro. The new Black and Tan Toro was previewed at the PCA trade show in New Orleans earlier this year. It's 6x52, comes in a 10-count box, and retails for $17.80 per cigar. It's made in Nicaragua at Aganor Salif, a company that not only has its own factory, but it's one of the largest growers of premium tobacco in Nicaragua. In keeping with their mysterious ways, Elevacion isn't divulging too many specifics about the blend. We know it's all Nicaraguan. All the tobacco is grown at Aganor Salif, and it includes an unusual variety, not typically cultivated.
In other words,
as for what that varietal is, it's a
Cigar
mystery.
Good.
Yeah, I think Cigar Good is really good. And, by the way, a new line from Southern Classic Cigars is named FTS, which stands for F that S. And you can fill that in yourself. It's a 6x52 Toro, available in two different wrapper choices, a Habano wrapper grown in Jalapa, Nicaragua, and a Mexican San Andres Maduro wrapper. Internally, the cigars feature the same blend of an undisclosed binder and Nicaraguan fillers. Cigars are being made at the company's factory in Nicaragua. Regardless of the blend, each cigar has an MSRP of $12, and they are sold exclusively by the cigar in stores. They're displayed at stores in specially designed trays that hold 100 cigars, 50 of each blend. So
does it have a retail on it?
F that S. Yeah, $12.
Oh, $12? Oh, you said that,
$12.
sorry.
Yeah, so pretty excited about some of the new cigars that are going to come creeping out here. This is very good. We're also excited about Homebrews because we've had two so far, and they've both been excellent. Things are looking up for homebrewing in my experience, because my experience with homebrewing hasn't been that great in terms of the quality of the beer.
I have invited you every single year since I've known you to the November Beer Fest.
Have you really?
Oh yeah.
And I haven't shown. What's wrong with me?
I don't know.
You don't like
this is not a good thing.
That guy.
That guy, yeah. I'm the guy that doesn't show to beer. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
of course.
dude. That's not the cruise I know.
Exactly. I don't know who you. Maybe you sent that information got lost in
Must
the
be
email.
that other cruise that I know.
That must be. All right, guys. We got what looks to me like
Tom's
a
gonna
hazy
be mad at
IPA.
me
A hazy
talking about
IPA.
that.
Is that what it is?
It is a Belgian Golden Strong.
Oh, okay.
So as we ramp
Ooh.
things up, this one sits at 13.5%.
Oh my God, you're entering Ian territory
This is
here.
going to surprise you. This is probably my favorite beer he's ever brewed.
haven't even tried it. It's his favorite ever.
That's right.
No, I have actually tried this
okay.
before.
You just heard the numbers and went, yeah, this is in my wheelhouse.
I mean, it's great on paper.
Yeah.
I mean, I brought it specifically because I knew Ian would talk well about me for this one.
What classifies a beer as a Belgian strong?
Belgian yeast, German hops, Pilsner. There's some
candy sugar.
Candy sugar. Well,
Oh,
I didn't use candy sugar. I used regular sugar because regular just white sugar is a hell of a lot cheaper than buying Belgian candy sugar.
You
It
know,
smells so good.
I was expecting. I just took my first sip of this. I was expecting something to like hit me really hard, you know, like a wee heavy or something of that nature. Instead, what I got was just this sort of candied deliciousness.
So this is a little more like what you'd get if you bought a Duvel,
Yeah.
but you get a little bit of, there's like a candied cinnamon almost note right up front.
And I'm going to be honest with you, like Duvel's, that's not my favorite. Like I appreciate it for what it is. I enjoy having one every now and then, but I always go, you know, it's always got that bitterness to it that's not quite pleasing. The candied sugar in this counteracts that bitterness and makes it go down so easy.
This has developed a little bit since the last time I've tried it too. There's almost a touch of the alcohol that you can taste on the back end, and I like it, like because it's not harsh.
You were going to say
It's just
something
a little
about this.
kiss of it.
It looked important. That's why I wanted to hear what it was.
No.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, no, sips like a 5, but hits like a. Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot to.
Kicks like a mule. Is what
Coming
it
in,
is.
coming in at 13 plus
it-
percent.
It's like there's no way this is 13, and then like you have another. Okay, all right.
Yeah, no,
I see
that's 100% right. When you take that first swallow, you're like, "There's no way that's 13." Are you kidding me? 13's like,
Oh, but wait.
Yeah.
exactly, because it comes back to visit you.
Oh, no,
In
no. But wait.
Oh, but wait. Oh my God, Ian's over there grinning like a.
It's like a Ronco commercial.
I know.
But wait, there's more.
How much would you pay now? Oh wow! So this is again 13.5. 13.5.
It's so
it
delicious.
does not drink like a
At all.
13.5.
No, it's so good.
Scary.
But it does kind of come back around and let you know you're dealing with something serious. I will say that.
Yeah, but if you drink it fast enough, you'll never notice that.
Exactly.
and another one, and
then another.
and
And another
then you
And
know
another one bites
After
the
you
dust.
drink 2 of these fast enough, you'll never notice much.
Yeah. Wow. Floating down the river, Ian?
Oh yeah, I'd drink this floating down the river.
Yeah.
Maybe fall out of the inner tube after a few.
That's right. That's right. Ian didn't make it past the rapids. Those weren't rapids. That was just a rock.
I would probably be very sunburned after that.
Yeah, probably. Well, this is absolutely delicious. And so to dispel, and I will admit this, I've had a little bit of bias against homebrewing just because I haven't had very many homebrews that had good taste. Like they were always like maybe 4/5 of the way there, but that last fifth was just not quite, not quite setting right with me taste bud wise. But all 3 of these we've had so far have not only been palatable, they've been delicious. Like my hat is totally off to you here.
Thank you.
In fact, quite frankly, these are better than some
I
beers
wanna
that
point
I
out-
can buy at my local,
But if Daniel
beer store.
invites you to a barbecue at his house, you definitely want to go to that.
like it kind of it pisses me off a little bit. It's like, how is it so good? It's like, and I'm not the only one. It's like it's too good. How did you
get
do
there?
this?
How did you get there? Yeah.
Like, and he hasn't been doing this long, but he's pretty much plateaued as far as like the
Now-
equipment and all that.
Is this the same batch that
Yes.
that I tried last time? So it has. So there's some differences in flavor. It's definitely
Ooh,
picked up a little
Like
sweet
attenuated
matured
a
a
little
little?
bit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it was 2 months ago when I tried it, right? Or a month and a half?
About 3.
just been
Oh,
sitting in
3
the
months?
keg.
Okay, yeah. So it's definitely picked up some different notes too. It's very interesting. It's still absolutely fantastic.
Would you say that your brewing setup is kind of normal, average homebrew set, or do you have like a sort of a high end? Everybody's shaking their heads, so you must.
Nothing is
you must
normal
be
and
doing-
average here.
Okay, all right.
So beginning of summer, so I'm a mediocre. It was a nice setup. I did some really great beers. In fact, the last beer we will have came off of my original setup.
okay.
So I found about an $8,000 brew system and picked it up for $1,900.
This is why you
And I-
look marketplace
Yes.
and those kind of places.
This is
because
why you-
people are always selling this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
So that's huge.
Yes.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
probably only the 7th owner of it.
Yes. Actually,
And the second one to actually use it.
yes, exactly.
It's got- what is that old joke? What are the 2 happiest days in a homebrewer's life? The day he buys his equipment and the day he sells his equipment. Yeah, but sorry, that's borrowed from a boat owner joke. But
Yeah.
but no, seriously though, you can find pretty good deals, I guess, online, and you found one, took advantage of it, and now you've got. So, how much difference did your upgrading your materials and your
A
setup
lot.
make in the quality of the beer?
A lot
And
because
what was the biggest change? In other words, what affected the beer positively the most out of the upgrades that you did?
so I get much cleaner wort off of the boil kettle going into the fermenter, which means I've got a lot less.
Wort is the sugar water, by the way, that you're extracting to create beer.
So you're trying to keep away from having all your hops get sucked into your fermenter
Right.
as you're hopping, because it just makes for more trash in the fermenter, more sedimentation, and
Trub
these-
as we know it.
Yeah, trub. Good old trub.
True. Okay.
So the efficiency of your system, too. Like you talked about the efficiency of your ingredients earlier.
Yeah, so a little bit better efficiency. So the previous system was about 70% efficient. This newer one is about 77, which means I use a little less grains in the mash. But like the biggest difference is just how much cleaner
So clean.
that it's coming out and going into the fermenter, which makes a big difference in the quantity of beer that you get out of the fermentation. So less suspended solids, and I'm doing on 15-gallon fermenters, so I'm doing half barrel at a time.
Is this something you've been doing for years and years, or are you still relatively new to this?
I'm 4 years in,
4 years. Wow.
Okay.
and
That's impressive.
I'm a mad scientist.
How much time a week do you spend on this? Like, you have a full-time job. How much time, or is this something you can do 1 month and then you have to wait for a while? How does that work?
I'll usually brew about once a month,
Okay.
but I could do 30 gallons in a swing.
Okay. And what does that
So you
take
got
you, like
enough
a
to
weekend
last
to do?
you.
Is that what you do on a weekend and then, like, let it sit there and...
It's if I do a 15-gallon batch, it's about 4 hours.
For everyone out there who doesn't know what the actual quantities when you talk about gallons of it, when you see the little slim keg of beer, that's a 5-gallon.
Right. It's a 5-gallon
batch of
keg.
beer.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people homebrew into, including me. That's what I have, 5 gallons at a time, because I only have so big of a kettle and stuff like that. That 15-gallon, when he talks about that half barrel, that's that big keg that you see like at the bars and stuff like that when they have to roll the big keg in there and stuff.
15 gallons is 160 12 ounce. 12 ounce.
So that could last me like a couple of
Yeah.
weeks.
I mean, that's at least,
Yeah. So, okay. I got you. Well, guys, so far, absolutely terrific. We're going to take a little break from beer in the next segment and try an agave spirit, which I don't know if I can call tequila, but we'll taste it and see if it's any good. And it's Elevacion, and it is coming up next. It's Smoking and Toasting. I don't think we got that one. Try that again. A little bit. It wasn't particularly loud. You have to wonder if it was actually tequila, would it be a louder cork pop?
This is Elevacion, which is Spanish for the Elevacion.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to know. So while Ian's pouring the tequila, we're doing homebrewers today. We're talking with a couple of our area homebrewers here who are part of Ian's drinking and brewing club. And I wonder what you guys have thought about the explosion of the Kelsey Brothers brand. Jason and Travis Kelsey have released Garage Beer, which I believe started as their homebrew, and they have now grown 500% in the last 6 months.
Who?
500. Okay, so Travis Kelsey.
Football players?
He's a tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's also Mr. Taylor Swift. He's the guy that's dating Taylor Swift.
So,
Probably because he has a tight end.
If
I mean,
you
because
were
he's a
to-
tight end.
Yeah. And then his
it's not
brother,
that kind of show.
his brother Jason was also
Again,
a
I
football
say-
player.
Who?
It's So all you have to do is be a famous football player that dates Taylor Swift, and you too could sell beer.
You too can have beer that'll grow
Damn it, I missed my
500%.
calling.
See, if you would have started dating Taylor Swift, you'd probably be selling more beer.
Yeah.
Maybe as opposed to none, but
Yeah. Here's my
not
new.
that I'll claim.
Here's my new hazy IPA. It's called Taylor's Tatas. Everybody's buying it. Everybody.
I've seen a billboard for it, but I haven't
Yeah,
seen it
I
in the
love
store
Taylor
or anything. You know, like
I like Taylor Swift too.
Well,
See,
you know,
y'all are just too much for Taylor Swift.
So
I
for
can't jump on the
a little
bandwagon
odd
too much.
twist of this, for a while over in Europe, it was going on that you could cultivate the yeast from your girlfriend's.
no,
Okay.
nope,
Well,
nope.
Could,
Could, but don't.
And on with the
Broadcast.
show.
Don't do
brew
that.
beer
And
from
on
it.
with the show.
So in other cigar news this week,
But you're right. I did hear about that.
I think
that
we
was
actually had a
absolutely true.
drinking news.
He wasn't
yeah,
making that
that
up.
sounds like a
that.
drinking news story waiting to happen.
He
doesn't
wasn't
it?
making that up.
So let's
But
talk.
see, like, so
let's
the
talk
Kelsey,
agave
the
spirits.
Kelsey beers, they have like a light beer, and then they have one with lime. And I'm just, if you have to have beer with lime, I think
It's probably not a good
you're
beer.
doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
Do they have other beer? I think they have other beers too.
those are the only tunes I.
Lime and
But I bet the
non-lime beer.
Swifties would like it.
Oh, the Swifties will buy anything.
That may be
Listen,
why it's grown 500%.
Listen,
it may
you're
be all
talking. You're
Swiftie.
talking about a generation of people that will buy records but not own a record player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
Seriously,
amazing. But here's the
$50
thing.
records.
So Taylor Swift has the most loyal fan base in
They're
music.
amazing, actually.
Right, they are, and so
That's why she
here's
sold
what's
so
going to
many
happen.
records. Some that aren't even being listened to.
Garage beer up 500%. Those two break up. Garage beer down 700%.
Exactly.
Guaranteed.
It'll be canceled.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
It'll
Oh
be
yeah,
canceled.
yeah. You know, can you imagine when he's
Kelsey,
on
you
the
better be
other
on your best behavior,
when
buddy.
he's on the other side of this,
Yeah.
when he's on the downside of this? I mean, that's when Taylor writes her best stuff.
Oh, yeah,
So when
when
it's
she's
all
spoke,
about
she's been
so
wrong.
when
Yeah.
it's all about Travis Kelce, oh man,
Kelsey-
I mean, he
and when you
is
got
Taylor's
going
next best
down.
album.
That's when you got Kid Rock putting up videos shooting your beer on YouTube. You know, that's when it happens right there. So Ian has poured us some agave spirit here. This is
Agave
we
spirit.
cannot call this tequila apparently.
so generic.
And you can't call it whiskey either.
This is
I'm gonna
distilled in
tell you, though, it
Mexico, but not
smells like
necessarily-
tequila.
Not necessarily in the tequila region. So
Right,
it's distilled
right.
in Mexico,
But-
bottled in Fredericksburg. So it is 100% agave,
Right.
and it's aged. So it's an Anejo, 100% agave spirit. So for all practical purposes, it's an
So it's-
Anejo tequila. However, we can't call it tequila because again, much like
But you just did.
So this is not unlike champagne, right?
Right,
There's,
yeah.
there's champagne and there's sparkling wine, which may be just as good as champagne, but it
Yes.
doesn't come. The grapes weren't grown in the
From the
Champagne
Champagne
region of
region,
France,
right.
so
It's just
yeah.
sparkling.
Prosecco.
Prosecco, sure, yeah. So who has tasted this so far?
I
Anyone?
have, and I'm very curious for you to taste it because of the things that you like in your tequilas.
this is
Well,
Vanilla, for one.
I'm getting vanilla and chocolate, which
this is
right off the bat
ridiculously
you got me.
sweet.
Goes really good with these
And
pretzels.
yeah, it goes really good with these little pretzel peanut butter bites.
This is pretty good, guys.
It's pretty darn
Yeah.
good.
pretty good. Now let me tell you how much it cost. $28 for that bottle.
okay.
bad.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do something a little funny. I'm gonna put a little drip of water in and see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah, this was not, as I think I gave away early on in the show, not an expensive. I did get it on the tequila aisle, where the tequilas and mezcals
They didn't know where else
live.
to put it.
Right, well, and it makes sense. It is an agave spirit, right? So you'll find the satols and other things there, but this tastes nothing like a satol or a mezcal.
All right.
No.
No.
I
no, it's
dare
not
each one of
smoky.
you put a little tiny drop of water in there. So this is already chocolatey and a little creamy. It becomes positively silky with just the
Like
tiniest
a
drop of water.
chocolate mousse sort
Like
of a vibe.
chocolate. We're back to that chocolate mousse thing again.
Okay.
And this becomes positively silky, and then the heat is not there until it comes back as this
Like at the very end?
super
Yeah.
warm hug.
Oh. Oh.
Which leads me to believe that this, with just a chip of ice in it, would be an absolute outrageously good experience.
Okay, so I'm gonna try this here.
Yeah, this is
Oh, yeah.
a hell of a lot better than that bottle of 2B60 I got you.
We tried that on the show, you know.
Yeah, guys, this is
really good.
I don't know of a lot of other $28 spirits you could buy that are better than this.
No, this is.
Maybe a bottle of Buffalo Trace, but
So made by Luckenbach Road Whiskey. And coming in at $28.
I'll
for
tell you
an
this: it's
Anejo.
better than their whiskey, and not that their whiskey's bad, but their whiskey's
That's really good.
their whiskey's like okay,
man.
this is really
That drop
really
of water in it just opened it up
Yep.
into something beautiful. Too. And it was good to begin with.
Elevacion. Yeah, I may have to have a little more of this during the break.
A little moss.
Well, it is important actually for me to restock my glass because in the next segment we bring you drinking news, and drinking news is always best enjoyed if you've been drinking.
And we have.
And while
And
you're
we have-
drinking.
Yeah, and while you're drinking. And we'll get to both of those things. Drinking news right around the corner. Plus, what is the last beer?
The last beer is a Belgian quad.
Oh, all right. I think you've just sparked Ian's interest, and we'll be right back at Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back at Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. We're drinking some fine spirits today, which cannot be classified apparently as tequila, but it tastes a lot like an Anejo tequila to me.
Really good.
And it's really, really good.
It's
So,
100% agave spirit.
Elevacion under $30 for the Anejo. So there's give you something to think about for the rest of the program. And it's important to be thinking about that and maybe drinking a little of it because it's time for drinking news.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. A Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
I gotta take my gator to the vet.
drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. I think it's the first thing I've actually heard him say during the whole show. So,
This is amazing.
yeah.
Lucky you.
On today's drinking news, we're going to talk about finding your happy place. In the hustle and bustle of today's world, where it seems like everything's a scandal,
I
and the
can
news
show you
is
where my happy place is on the doll.
so depressing. It's important to find the place or places where you can just let that go for a little while.
Let it go.
One of the reasons that people, pay so freaking much money for tickets to spend a day at Disney World is because once you enter those gates with the Magic Kingdom spread out before you, and I can say this from experience, you feel like a weight lift off your shoulders almost immediately as you prepare for an extended visit to what many people call the happiest place on earth. Sure, there's lots of lines and it's more than likely insufferably hot, but there's something to be said for being able to let go of your cares and just enjoy a world of fantasy for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, Disney's not the only place you can step into and be transported to your happy place. Happens to me when I walk through the front door of Reserve 101, the super cool whiskey bar in downtown Houston that's close enough to my house that I can stumble home without driving or
I
having to
thought you
even
were
call
going to
an
talk
Uber.
about that place off 45 called the Landing Strip.
Well, there's that too. For some, it might be a beautiful spot in nature, or a dirt bike trail, or maybe even a yoga class, or a place that you go to meditate. And while it's not free, one place that's a little closer to home where you can get a little dose of happy is your neighborhood Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, hell no.
I mean, what's not to like? Pizza,
Their pizza
Beer?
is pretty bad.
animatronic characters
I
playing
have a friend that
instruments.
swears their pizza is the best.
I mean, look, this is all a recipe for forgetting your
For have beer?
It's all a recipe for forgetting your cares for a while and just having some fun. But you certainly don't expect to find unscrupulous characters there waiting to take advantage of you while you're trying to lose yourself in the Chuck E. Cheese experience. And that's exactly what happened when a Florida man named Jarmel Jones was arrested recently for stealing a customer's credit card and committing fraud. It seems that our Florida man had lifted a customer's card, probably while the person was caught up in musical rapture during Munch's make-believe band's rendition of Boogie Boogie Bugle Boy.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
subsequently he used it to purchase some stuff for himself.
Quite the hit.
Later, When the customer noticed the fraudulent charges, she returned to the scene of the crime and met police outside the Chuck E. Cheese location on Scherer Road in Tallahassee. After speaking to an employee to verify the suspect's identity, the cops immediately entered the restaurant and proceeded to arrest Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, I saw a picture of that. That was real. I saw a picture of
Chucky.
Apparently, at the time of the arrest, the suspect was actually wearing the
Yes.
Chuck E. Cheese costume
Yes, there's like pictures
and
on
was
the internet
busy
of this.
entertaining customers while they ate their pizza. According to the police report, officers walked
There's
over with
nothing
the
horrifying
intention.
or scarring about that
Yeah.
for those children.
Officers walked over with the intention of just walking him outside to put handcuffs on him outside of public view. One officer, while grabbing the employee, even referred to him by the character's name, saying, "Chucky, come with me, Chucky."
Mr. Cheese.
But when they approached him, police say he immediately tensed up and resisted, at which point they made the decision to put him in handcuffs right there and then in
Teasing
costume.
Chuck E. Cheese.
I know. Can you imagine someone's 5th birthday party? I just remember them tasing
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese in
Yeah,
front of it.
they did this keeping in mind the safety of not only the customers but of the suspect as well as the officers themselves. Onlooking children were horrified as the cops cuffed Mr. Cheese and led him out to a squad car amid gasps from the restaurant's customers, whose happy
Like
place.
the best thing in the
did he
world is
do?
if the police officer turned around and said, "Chucky didn't do his homework."
So did they take the hat off before they
They
pushed
like
him
the
in,
pictures,
or
I don't
Chucky
know in the
didn't brush
car,
his
but they
He
had
was
that,
all in, man. He
Yeah.
was all in.
They had
Well-
that hat on him in the picture, like he was full outfit when they had him outside. I saw in the pictures.
Here's where those of you who watch the show on video get a special treat, because I've sent this to Adam, so we'll be posting this photo
Okay.
of police escorting one Chuck E. Cheese out of the store in handcuffs, and it's worth well more than 1,000 words. In fact, it might be the greatest photo we've ever shared on this show. A subsequent picture, which we don't have access to, but in answer to your question, reportedly shows the suspect being loaded into the squad car with the Chuck E. Cheese head sitting alone on the roof of the vehicle. So if you're listening on the radio
Took
or
his head off.
to an audio version of the podcast, just Google
I see these
Tallahassee
mugshots.
Chuck E. Cheese arrest, and you can see the picture for
Yeah.
yourself.
We could have waited for him to finish a song.
Police,
hell no.
I'm just saying.
Police found the credit card in Jones's possession, and the Florida man was charged with 3 felonies: theft of credit card, criminal use of personal identification information, and fraudulent use of a credit card over 2 times within 6 months. Jones
Chuck E.
was
Cheese is a hardened criminal.
taken into custody and booked at Leon County Jail. Now, look, while I would never steal someone's credit card and use it to buy stuff for myself, I will admit now and on the record that I have actually gotten in trouble at a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant before. And I know what you're thinking. It was probably because I complained about the pizza crust striking similarity to corrugated cardboard. But that's not it. In fact, I can think of a number of things that could get you in trouble at a Chuck E. Cheese, and I may or may not have committed any of these offenses. For easy reference, and to help keep you from repeating any of my mistakes, I've compiled some of these for you in the form of another handy, but most likely unnecessary, Drinking News Top 5 list. And so with the apologies to proprietors of Chuck E. Cheese locations everywhere, and to my mom as well, who would be shocked if she could figure out how to listen to a podcast, I would like to present them for you now. This would be the top 5 things that I may or may not have done to get in trouble at a Chuck E. Cheese location. Top 5 things I may or may not have done to get in trouble at a Chuck E. Cheese. Number 5, jumping on stage with the Chuck E. Cheese band and taking over to do your rendition of Megan Thee Stallion's WAP. Number 4, locking Mr. Munch and Krusty the Cat inside the changing room while they're putting on their costumes. Number 3, drunkenly yelling out, "Your band's fine and all, Cheese, but Disney's Country Bear Jamboree could kick y'all's asses." Number 2, getting just a little too up close and personal during a slow dance with Mrs. Cheese. And the number 1 thing that may or may not have happened to get me in trouble at a Chuck E. Cheese. Number 1, loudly revealing a dark government secret. Chuck E. Cheese is in the Epstein files.
He was on the island?
Reporting live from Tallahassee, where I have to admit, Mrs. Cheese is looking really hot today. My name is Cruz, and that is your...
Drinking news, drinking news. That's our time for drinking news.
Cheers, all. Well, this has been fun. I really enjoyed this Mexican spirit thing that we can't identify as
Mexican
tequila.
American Tex-Mex spirit type
Yeah.
Tequila
thing
adjacent.
where they made it in Mexico.
There you go. It's
bottle it
tequila
here.
adjacent.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm very curious as we get to the last beer of our show here today from our homebrewers.
There you go.
Because
the top of it actually just says SOB.
Beer.
oh, well, that's interesting and makes me really curious because the last one we tried was like 13.5%, right? So
That
where
makes
do
me
you
think of Son of Belgian.
where do you go from there?
So we take a step up to 15.9.
Oh, and you couldn't bring a big beer.
So I was expecting you to pour out like the blackest imperial stout we've ever seen, but instead this looks more like a Scotch ale or a wee heavy. But this is a Belgian, you said, right?
Yes.
How satisfying is that color change? The way that he pours it in, it's kind of an amberish, and then it gets dark.
And then it gets darker
Then
as
it's
it
dark
settles.
as
yeah.
it settles with the carbonation going to the
No,
top.
you're right about that.
It's fun.
I was starting to pull my glass away here, and then I realized he was topping people off, so I didn't want to, sell myself short here.
You do be doing that.
There we go. All right, so this is a Belgian quad. Is that what you said?
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
the nose on this.
I think one of these is
Oh, yeah, I think
Terry's.
that
I
one's
think
mine,
that's
that was
Terry's.
yours.
That one's actually yours.
So
So much fruit on the nose.
So this creation was me trying to recreate Avery Brewing's The Beast.
Okay, I've had that beer. It's quite good, and
The nose on this is so good.
it's got a lot of that same dried fruit vibe going on, going on the beginning. Or I say dried fruit. It's not really what I mean. I mean more like date and raisin,
Yes.
like that sort of sort of fruitcake fruits, if you will.
Yes, and that was what I was going for on it.
Oh, it smells. I just.
Oh,
can't
it
stop
smells
smelling
great. So it smells more like what you might expect from a barley wine or
it. It's even got a little bit of funk
strong
to
ale.
it as well. It's
Yeah.
so good.
wow. That's like the funk of 40,000 years right there.
It's sweet, and then it just
Sweet,
settles
funky,
down, and
Malty, like this is a
It's
malt.
very
beer, too.
malty, yeah.
Well,
good
this
one,
is what
Jerry.
happens when you do 42.5 pounds of grains into 10 gallons of beer. And then while you're fermenting, which brings up another story, you dump in 8 pounds of sugar.
so much.
Interesting.
And you do
Now,
it.
this tastes sweet, but it doesn't necessarily taste sugary, right?
Right.
Well, because
Yeah.
that sugar gets eaten up and turned into alcohol.
God bless it.
which
Yes.
which is exactly how you get to
Thank you, little
15.9.
yeasties.
It's like
This
there's
is,
some residual sugar, but it's mostly like chowed on.
This is a
Yeah.
really hard beer for a home brewer to do, which is I had to step up to the challenge of trying to do it.
So why is this one harder? Because of the balances you have
No,
to
that
strike?
grain bill is huge.
The huge grain bill, and then ripping open the fermenter and dumping sugar in and getting Croissant bomb. I talked about mopping the ceiling earlier. Yeah, so this one wasn't quite mop the ceiling because, mind you, that if you look at the round table here, which I don't know if all of y'all can see, but the mouth of the fermenter is about that big.
Okay.
And you put that sugar in, and that yeast goes just crazy.
Yeah.
And start
it
shooting
think
out.
of it- it starts foaming up,
think
and
of
you're
it
trying to
like
get the-
Mentos in the Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Pop
trying to get the
rocks.
lid on, and you're trying to get the clamp on, and you're like, and it's just spraying all
These
over the
things
place.
are made to have some pressure on them.
Yeah, yeah. When I was in elementary school, I won the school science fair with my volcano exhibit because I put pop rocks in the volcano and then I poured Coke. It was huge. It was awesome. But it sounds like this is a similar type of reaction.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And a much cooler result at the end because all I had was this stupid looking volcano, and you've got this amazing beer. So, yeah, no, this is quite delicious. I mean, it just
You mean the volcano that you kept around because you got good marks on it? You kept it around until it looked really sad, and then someday you just kind of threw it out.
it looked really sad right after the science fair. Trust me, one serious eruption with the pop rocks,
That was
it was
all I
done.
can handle.
It was done. Yeah.
See, this is the stuff you wind up into when you do that science fair project of
All right.
ethanol for fuel.
Yeah.
Right.
All right,
And you
now
wind
I
up with
dare
something like
you
this.
take a sip of that tequila
Go back to
adjacent.
tequila adjacent. Yeah.
Tequila adjacent. That's what
Oh, you don't have any left. What's wrong with you people?
Wow. It like brightens it up a little bit.
It's pretty funny, right? You get some citrus in there, don't you?
Yes. I was expecting it to be darker and like sort of dark fruit, but instead, you're right. It's citrus and some sort of sunshine
And then
going
going
on
back to this,
there. Going back to the beer.
turns the beer into straight fruitcake, and not in a bad way.
Very interesting. Yeah, I could totally stop a door in my house with this, which is the number one use for fruitcake
Fruitcake.
at holiday time.
Because it's heavy like that, it's good, right?
Yeah, it totally works. Totally works.
If you cut it into a wedge, people will think you actually ate some.
So, right, and that'll be appropriate too because you don't want to offend the fruitcake giver because those make
I
damn
truly
fine
believe there's only been
doorstops.
so many fruitcakes made, and they just keep getting.
Yeah, there's
that's right.
there have only been several hundred made in
Same
the
with
history of
candy
man.
corn.
Yeah,
It's the same
history of
every
man.
year.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back with our final segment. We'll talk just a little more about home brewing, and we will wrap things up and start looking forward to next week. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show's all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And I was reminded during the break that we never went back to the story about ants.
Ask him about his
So-
Aunt Randall. She's
yeah.
crazy.
So tell me first of all, what were we talking about that led us to ants?
So, one of the cream ales I did a couple of years ago, as an adjunct into the beer, I used Chicotana ants from Mexico.
These are actual ants, like the insects, right?
Actual
Ants.
Ants,
Physical ants.
Okay.
not your auntie, but actual physical leaf cutter ants that come up from Oaxaca, Mexico, and they're a delicacy down there. You can only get them one time per year, which is about July, August. They're hand harvested, actually with nets, and people stand in buckets of water. Then they roast them, and you can buy these ants.
Good.
They are
Is it kind of like boiled peanuts?
A little bit.
a little bit,
Little bitty bit.
a little bitty bit.
They,
So-
they do have
Right
like
now-
a nuttiness to them.
Right now, everybody listening north of like Missouri went, huh?
What's that?
It's a southern
Boiled
thing.
peanuts,
yeah.
So the ants impart a hazelnut flavor. They have a little bit of their own unique flavor, a spiciness, and then the smoke from the wood.
I'm just gonna say, if I need hazelnut flavor added, I'm gonna go with some hazelnuts as
I
opposed
said
to ants.
like hazelnut.
Okay.
Yeah, but
fair
you
enough.
can't get that anti-goodness
Yeah.
No.
if you don't have that.
This is like
the
one of the
little
ones
legs
that
make extra flavors.
So
it was good. It was really good, but it wasn't what it was supposed to be. But it's still just like it was.
It was quite good.
It was something else. It was
I don't
bizarre.
know if I would have had a preconceived notion
When
of
he
what it
handed
was
it to
supposed
me-
to be.
Well, see, when he handed it to me, he goes, "Tell me what you think," and I was like, "Okay." And I take a sip, and I'm like,
Tastes
"There's
like
something
Yeah,
in there that I
what's
don't
going on
like,
here?
I can't
It was strange.
possibly tell you what it is." I took another sip. I was like, "It's good," but I don't know what it is. And he
And you
goes,
took another sip and you went ants. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the legacies, one of the brothers' kids had it, and he just like stuck his nose up at it. It was disgusting. I was like, you have no idea what you're talking about. This is going to be the most interesting beer I've ever tried, and it's like ants.
Okay. So
Ants.
So here's a really like total legitimate serious question. When you put ants in your beer recipe, Where did that come from? Did you find a recipe that called for ants?
So
was this just
no,
a wild
He
idea?
maybe killed each one very lightly.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
We
Was
tapped
this
him on
your
the head
idea?
while So
So which is
no,
called
no,
him?
you know what? No idea is really original. So
Little bunny
there was
foo-foo
a-
hopping through the forest,
Tommy will come over there with a
picking up the
jackhammer,
sugar
hit
ants
you in
and
the
bopping them
head.
on the head.
I found some article about some brewery up in Wisconsin that brewed with these ants. And that's what started the whole idea up. It's like,
You know they wear cheese on their head up there. I just
I know. But that's what started the whole thing because I was researching stout recipes. I was looking for something, and and I found this
I thought it
rabbit
was a
hole.
joke.
And
It's like, you're fucking with me, dude. Sorry. But yeah.
Write
There's-
down the,
there's no
Write it
way.
down.
I'm sorry.
Write it down, Terry.
Damn it, Hawkeye.
Yeah, we made it almost all the way through the show, and then Hawkeye dropped the F-bomb. Sorry.
He says 5 words through the whole show, and one
And
of
one
them
of them's
One
F.
of them's F. Yeah. As Larry the Cable Guy would say, "I'm sorry, Lord, bless the pygmies in Africa."
So yeah, that was down the rabbit hole I went. It's like going, this looks interesting. Where am I going to find? Then the big hunt became to find the ants, and I found
Because these are not just like find them in
Yeah, I
your
was going
backyard.
to say, because
No.
there's plenty of ants around here. I mean, you live in Houston.
Yeah, but
Just walk outside.
but these are not the ones.
I even found articles about people brewing beer with cicadas.
Wow, that's
And I did
Sounds
not want to
noisy.
try that one.
interesting. Sounds noisy.
I think
You can only do that once every 7 years, though.
Yeah.
I think if I were drinking your ant beer, though, I'd be like out in my backyard, like looking at little ant hills, going, "I'm drinking your cousins. How do you like that, you little bastards?"
That's right.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
how that rolls.
That was the
That was
intention
actually,
for the beer.
Surprisingly, the November Fest that I brought that into was the next year. I found out how popular it was because the number of people that came up to the beer stand going,
You got
"You
that
got
ant
the
beer?"
beer? You got the ant beer yet?"
Wow, see?
So this year, I intend to brew it again. It will be it should be a cream ale base.
Did you already ant up? You already got your ants and stuff?
I've already anteed up. Well, only
Up
use
the
half
ante.
the ants.
Do you
He's
have
up
like
the
an ant
ante.
farm at your house or something? Or is this
No,
freeze-dried ants?
It's the internet.
no. I only used half the ants that I bought.
Oh, so you're able to freeze the rest?
Yes, the
Okay.
rest are sitting on ice
Okay.
Yeah.
where ants should be.
By the way, just released the new Marvel movie, Edible Ant-Man.
Yes.
Ant-Man with a wasp.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. Well, this has been a fascinating show. And one of the most fascinating things about it to me is I enjoyed every one of these homebrews. Like, I did not enter into the show expecting to love all the
I
beers
got a
that you
little bit
brought
of
in.
side eye from you when I told you we were doing a homebrew show.
Well, no, I thought it was important because people are interested in home brewing. But what I didn't know was that the beer would be this good. I mean,
Pretty
I figured
outrageous.
you're not going to bring in guys that make really horrible, skunky beer. But
You
just
laugh at them. And laugh at them.
but my experience with homebrew beers has not been that great.
Damn
you
it!
know?
I'll try harder next time.
The guy that I stole the well from that we opened up the show with, he was an old radio buddy of mine. He was a home brewer. His beers sucked. They were terrible.
The first homebrew I ever had was from a girl. I was dating this girl that lived in the town next to mine in Liberty. She lives in Dayton. And every time I'd go over there, I had a little trepidation because her dad knew that I love beer. And he would give me some of his homebrew, and it was not good. And so I'd have to sit there and smile and choke through this beer before I took his daughter out.
You know, honey, it's just not working out between us because your dad's beer sucks. I'm
He
sorry.
was a super nice guy. Though.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Much love for that guy.
Well, I just want to say, though, a lot of like home brewers, they're very enthusiastic about what they do, but they haven't quite mastered it yet,
Yeah.
You guys clearly are cut from a different cloth. Every one of these beers was fantastic. I thank you for doing this. By the way, today the ratings for today's show will be okay. But next week, the ratings will spike. Because we welcome back the Spiky Fots, Mr. Greg Duxakis himself. He calls himself the Spiky Fots because Fots means he's a friend of the show. And when he comes on, the ratings spike.
Yep.
It's his own words. we'll let him prove it to you,
will tell you
next
that all
week.
day long.
He's with Planeray and the Ferrand Cognac and Armagnac people, and he's always got something good to drink. So we'll look forward to that. Guys, thank you for being on the program today.
Appreciate it,
We
man.
appreciate this. You have opened us up to the fact that homebrewing can be actually really good. And
I love
we
this
it.
as a. We can have this as a recurring show every few months too, when you're doing some new stuff.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Make sure to make it out to November Fest, second weekend in November.
No.
I will be there.
Second weekend in November, you moron.
All right, check the website because
I
we
think
got to
someone's
go.
been drinking.
Because deer
It's
season.
it's Smoking and
right.
Toasting.
That's
We'll
right.
see you next week.
Later.
Cheers, y'all.
Cigar